Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Emotion Room. We usually do Monday nights every single week, but we're trying our best to do an extra one sporadic during the week. And this week it's landed on Thursday. We were meant to do a little earlier, but my fault. Appreciate your patience, Dan. I'm really
All
sorry.
good.
We're gonna touch base on Michael Carrick. He's been appointed. Is that a mistake or is it the right move? We're going to touch base on Ollie. What I mean by Ollie is the team that Ollie took over versus the team that Carrick took over. Is it the same team? Can he have the same bounce? I'm not too sure. We're going to touch base on Carrick's backroom staff, Steve Holland, and the people he's worked with in the past. Could that be a good addition to Manchester United? Or is it just another enemy that we've hired? Another Chelsea boy this time that we've hired? Do we keep hiring people that are literally got nothing? I know we will talk about jobs for the boys, but do we keep hiring people that maybe want not what's best for United, but what's the worst for United? At the end, we've also got a little quiz type game that we're going to go through. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, I've done enough waffling already at the start. How are you, Dan? How are you doing? Happy Thursday.
Yeah, all good, all good. Ready to get stuck into this conversation
Of
about the new
course.
boys entering
Yes.
Carrington and Old Trafford. So let's go for it.
So
Well, how
this is
about
the man.
yourself? How are you feeling? How are you
I'm
feeling?
good, mate. I'm good. I ain't gonna lie. I feel a little worried. I feel a little worried. I've popped this fella straight up on the screen, as you can see.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll go to you first before I start coming with the negativity and my pessimistic self. How are you feeling about this appointment of Michael Carrick? Are you happy?
No, definitely not happy. Well, I'm saying that in a strange way. I'm not happy in the sense that I think you've said it yourself that you would have preferred a more permanent hire now, and I think
Yep.
I'm definitely on that train. If I'm going to use the word happy though, David, it's going to be about I'm happier that it's Carrick over Ollie, because I maintained that I didn't want to go back with Ollie. He's had the job properly, didn't end well,
Mm.
so I'm happier of the two that we've gone for in the end. But in regards to how I feel about it, putting Ollie to one side, I have to say it's another internal higher type feeling. It's another nostalgic thing. I don't know if I'm on board with that really. I don't have a lot of hope for Carrick on in the sense of we've struggled to get a bounce with this team. I don't know what it is. And maybe it's me being foolish to expect a bounce when Darren Fletcher came into town. But I didn't think we got one with Amorim. It
We
looked like
didn't, yeah.
we had a bounce for about, what was it, about 10 minutes? Did Rashford score the first goal under Amorim? I'm sure he did against Ipswich.
The
And
only
it was
bounce
like,
I can remember under Amorim, sorry to cut you off,
no, it's all right.
was that Everton game early on.
Yeah,
Was it 4-0,
yeah,
4-1? That's the only bounce I can
yeah.
remember. But yeah, back to
I
the
tried to
point of
think
the
back.
fact that
But
we haven't had a bounce for a long time. Go on.
yeah, because obviously that bounce feeling that this is why people wanted Ollie, because that bounce was quite good, to be fair, before he got the
Mm.
job properly. But I just don't think this team has the capability to bounce. I don't know what it is. They just don't seem to. So I think I would. Do you want me to get into Carrick, what I think about what he's going to do, that type of thing, or do you want to hold off for that for now?
Well, hold off for that for a second.
Yeah. So I'll just give you my generalized sort of view on it then. So yeah. So just to continue then, yes, happier that it's Carrick over Ole. It feels like it's not brand new because he has taken charge for a few games in the past, but it feels more brand new in a different direction. It's not going backwards. It's not going back to a failed coach. So there is that. But again, the interim thing. So you've already had an interim and then you put another interim in. We're just becoming a laughing stock. And I think it's not so much about Carrick for me. It's about coming back to this interim thing. We've done the Ragnick interim, we've done the Fletcher interim, we've done Carrick interim, we've done Giggs interim. It's just interims all over the place. And I'm getting a bit fed up of that. I just think a club of this size, and this is why you don't really know what's actually happened in regards to Amorim going, because they don't feel prepared for this.
Mm.
And do we believe that Amorim sort of had an outburst and Wilcox has basically said, this is untenable, off you go. So therefore we're not planning for this. But I will listen. I can't remember who I was listening to the other day. And it's true in normal work environment, you have a contingency plan in case something goes wrong. So if you're in a big company and your directors are getting on a plane, often they get on planes individually. So if a plane goes down, they don't all die together, sort of thing. Sounds
Right.
morbid.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what I mean by that is, though, if something does happen, you go to your contingency plan and you think, right, I'm going to go for this hire, and you replace them and you get somebody of a similar ilk. We know that Amorim was on shaky ground. Why hasn't Wilcox and Barada got down together and thought, right, let's get a list of names, a list of people that we can bring in if something goes wrong, and then we can go straight to them and get on the line to them, get on the line to the agents and say, right, we need you now. That's what a big club does. I know Real Madrid haven't done it, because that surprises me, actually, that Real Madrid haven't done that. They've gone for a... Can't remember his name now. He used to be a player for him, didn't he? He was in.
They've kind of done what we've done, to be fair.
Yeah, they've pretty much done what we've done and going to wait till the summer out there.
Numerous times, right?
Yeah. But normally they're a club that will be like, and they're already talking about Klopp out there. I don't know how true it is, but they're already saying if he doesn't work out, they're going to go for Klopp. So that's the plan right there. That's the plan right there.
That's the levels, yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
So all we're getting is, if we've got this Holland involved, we're not going to go into him yet. We'll go into him in a bit. But then there's that conspiracy that it's a gateway to Southgate. That's what our plan is. That's what our model is. This is what Ineos are doing to us. Whereas Real Madrid are saying, we're going to give you a chance. And if it doesn't work out, Mr. Klopp, come in.
Yeah.
Now that is a plan that I can get on board with. This plan, because like I said, if we were doing similar to that, where Carrick's come in and someone said, right, Carrick's in just for now, but in the summer, then Enrique's coming in, then you'd be like, I can stomach this.
Yeah, of course.
There's a plan. But we don't know which direction Ineos are going in here. And this is, like you've said yourself, this is last chance saloon for Ineos.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I mean, I gave you my worries last time we spoke, in regards to Carrick wasn't announced at that time. It was looking very likely, but I gave you my concerns. And my concerns were, if Carrick does well, gets this job and does well, I'm scared he might get the job full time. Right?
Yeah.
And that fear alone means I don't want to go around in this circle again. But again, we touched base on that last time we spoke about it. But the more I think about it now, Dan, and the more I go into it in my mind, when Ollie took over Manchester United from Jose Mourinho, when you look at that team on paper, and I know on paper's not everything, but honestly, when you look at that team on paper compared to our current team, there is a lot of players in that team that Ollie took over that would walk into our current team. McTominay being one of them.
Yeah.
Pogba being another one. You know what I mean? Yeah. Lukaku being another one.
Yeah.
Alexis Sanchez, not the best, but honestly, there's so many names. David De Gea.
De Gea, yeah.
Yeah.
Sanchez, you can do one.
Yeah, I know you didn't like him, but the point I'm making is there's a lot of players in that team that Ollie took over. Rashford was a better player at the time, right? Mm-hmm. Where are you thinking to yourself, no wonder he got that bounce. It wasn't a bad team. It wasn't a bad team.
It had everything he would need in his team in terms of that speed, for example, good on the counter. Pogba can just pick people out. So yeah, you're right.
We weren't in a terrible place. And when you compare that team to this current team, I think we're in trouble. And there's a comment that's just come in now, right? How did we lose all that quality? It wasn't even the last two. Ten Hag was a big factor of that, right? Ten Hag was a massive factor of that. But honestly, I don't want to go off topic here. That team that Ollie took over and the bounce that Ollie got, I don't think Carrick can get that bounce with this current team, right? I think we're in massive trouble.
And them two first games, though, just to cut in slightly, City and Arsenal, they're not great games to start off with as well, if you want a bounce. But because I can't remember who Ollie got. Ollie got quite an easy team first, didn't he?
I don't remember. I don't remember it now.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure he got Cardiff or something. I think he got
Cardiff.
Yeah,
I think you're spot on, and he smashed them like 5-1. You know, mate, you look at these fixtures, right? And before we even, I'm not going to go and start predicting all this because it could take flipping 20 minutes predicting fixtures. It annoys me sometimes when I do it, right? But if you look at our last 4 fixtures, viewers, yeah, we had Wolves, Leeds, Burnley in the Premier League. They were all draws. And listen, no team's a weak team in the Premier League anymore. The only team delivering serious consistency is Arsenal themselves. Everyone else, every game's a tough game. But blimey, these teams are bottom of the flipping league and we struggled against them. And then we've gone and lost to Brighton. So the last 4 games, that's 3 draws and a loss. You look at this in front of us now. For this manager. Man City, Arsenal, Fulham, Tottenham, West Ham. Fucking hell. I think in his first 3 games, he'd be lucky to get a point.
I'm just about to say, is there any on there that you think would win? Because I can't see one.
Let's just chalk
Tottenham at a stretch.
This is what I'm saying to you. It's a very realistic thought, and I'm going to say it out loud now, that this man could get us back into a relegation scrap just like Amorim had last year. And I know that's very negative. I know that's very pessimistic, right? I'm going to get these fixtures off the screen because it's making me anxious, to be honest with you, yeah? But I'm very, very, very worried about Michael Carrick, right? I'm not saying he failed at Middlesbrough, but since he's left, there's some context to this. He lost a lot of his top players, transfers, etc. But since he's left, they're now second, I think. You know, they were 9th when he left.
Yeah. I don't know if they've invested. I don't know.
Mate,
I'm not sure.
It's just, I think this is risky business. And I'm very, very worried. I'm not saying we were in the best of places under Amorim, but we looked like we had a sort of a mediocre ship that wasn't sinking. Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm very worried, mate, that we could capsize under this manager.
It's one of those that could go one or two ways for me. So like you're saying there, it can go the direction that you're suggesting, which the likelihood is probably quite high, or it could go the other way where he somehow manages to get, I don't even want to say bounce, because I really don't think there's going to be a bounce. I don't know what it is, but obviously going off the past sort of few years, I just don't see the bounce coming. But or he could find a way just to stem the flow of conceding goals, maybe. I mean, I don't know how possible that's going to be with this team, but just trying to find an ounce of positivity for this. I mean, there is Woodgate, so who knows?
Yeah. Well, you've just segued us nicely into the next topic and one of the comments that came in here from Anthony. Yeah, David, going off the backroom staff that has been brought in to support Carrick, do you not think they're getting ready for Southgate in the summer? Before I touch base on Southgate, right? Let's talk about the backroom guys. Yeah, Steve Holland. Okay. Now, his resume is, you know, you do a quick search on it. He won the UEFA Champions League. He was number 2 for Di Matteo, or part of the coaching staff anyway, right? He won the Premier League with Jose Mourinho when he came back in his second stint. Okay. He won the Premier League with Antonio Conte when he kind of just steamrolled the league in his own Conte fashion, like he does. And he's obviously been part of the whole Southgate, shall we call it success? I think it's
I don't.
What he's done with England is good work. But the players
it's good work. It's not success for me.
That's another conversation on whether that was a success
of course
or not. But fair point. But I'll pop you ahead here so they can see you. But is this a good appointment, or have we've got a whole bunch of guys that watch this show consistently. We've got a whole bunch of Man City guys that run us now in Barada, in Wilcox. We've got Jim Radcliffe, the Chelsea fan, even though he says he's a Man United fan.
Well, there's more and more links now, isn't there?
Right. And now we've hired another Chelsea, shall we call it, legend coach. What I mean, Dan, I'll hand this over to you here, mate. Like, is this a good thing? Or are we just sabotaging ourselves again?
Again, it's very similar to the Carrick appointment in the first place, where you can find some positives, but you can also find a load of negatives, and it's not a clear thing. So, again, as a really quick example, if you say in that Ancelotti walks through the door, Enrique walks through the door, maybe even Tuchel walks through the door, you've got more positives than negatives. But on these two, the question mark is high above, it was over their head, sorry. And yes, I can look at it from the point of view you've just shown on the screen, where, and I've looked at it only briefly, where he's worked with Di Matteo, Benitez, Hiddink, Mourinho, you name it. Some really big names there. And one thing I will say before I go on to anything else is that what I find anyways, when a top coach that's got a lot of say walks into the building, and if he doesn't fancy someone, they get rid. Now, they might keep hold of him for a little bit, just for a little bit of continuity, but this guy has actually lasted the test of time at Chelsea amongst quite a few big names there. So if any of them, who normally would bring their own people, didn't fancy him, they would have got shut of him. So that's one thing I'll say in his favour.
True.
Just to slightly touch on the England's thing, I don't call it a success purely because they needed to win that tournament and that was there for them. However, I agree with you, did some good work there, because let's be fair, they got quite far in the tournament and he was there. There's a lot of good things that's been said about him from the England squad as well. Looks like people like Maguire and Shaw are really happy that he's there. Is quite divisive by the sounds of it. It was the reason why, was it Ben White left the camp? So, but what I do like about that though is that he don't mince his words and he tells it how it is. And I think some players need that, although our players have got weak mentalities. So, in terms of him being the number two, in terms of that conspiracy theory, they're trying to say there's no link to Southgate other than the obvious, which is that he was within England. They're saying that Carrick sat down with Wilcox and they've come up with this name. Apparently, he was on. Did they say that he's trying to think how he came up with it? I don't know if it was something to do with a training course that somebody's been on. It might have been Wilcox that might have been him on that. You know, there's always a link in there. So they're basically trying to say that they've sat in a room, they've looked at a short list of names, and he was the best name, Steve Holland. And they saw it as how strong he's been at England, like we're saying, his length of time at Chelsea. He's got that Premier League DNA, if you want to call it that. So I think, and then some of the players will know him as well. So I think that's what they're trying to go off. So in respect to that, the only thing I would say to finish off on this is that Carrick needed somebody at the side of him with some experience. And I think he knew that himself. And he wanted to make sure that he had somebody with a good level of experience at the side of him. So for that reason, I sort of get it. But is it going to move the needle? Is it going to be what we need? Obviously, have you seen any training photos? Because I've seen a couple. And you can see Steve Holland's doing his thing. There's people just at the side of him smiling. But
I mean,
they're going to do
what
that.
I do have is this here,
right?
You got Jonathan Woodgate there. You got these two back. And that's a lift for anyone. I don't care who's in charge.
Oh, of course it is.
Having these two back. Listen, anyone who's watched me on the football terrace or wherever my beards appeared, I'm very harsh on that. I'm very harsh on Ahmad. I have to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go too far into this, but I'll explain that. This is going to sound crazy, and I think he's hugely overrated, and I think he's got a lot more that he needs to show me before I think he's the answer. But on his day, he's fantastic. I'm not going to take that away from him. I just feel like he's wasteful. I just feel like he's scared to beat his man sometimes. His end product is not there. And if I'm honest, maybe playing him in that right wing back role was what was giving me that feeling of he can't defend it too tough. Yes, he's great going forward, but even going forward, his end product wasn't great. So I've been quite harsh on him. I can't disguise that now because I'm on my channel.
Yeah.
But having these guys back is a huge lift. But the point I want to make, sorry to cut you off there, Dan, is we've got a completely unbalanced team now. Yeah. We've got a whole bunch of number 10s.
But when was the last time it was balanced, in your opinion, though? And it's not a trick question, because I'm struggling to remember when it was balanced.
That's a fair point.
If I'm honest.
That is a fair point. But mate, we've now got people like Mason Mount, Ahmad, Cunha, Mbumo. Like, how are you going to fit these guys in the team without this Amorim system that was designed to fit these
Well,
guys
yeah,
in the
this is
team?
it. I was saying this the
Right?
other day that it's like it's half of a 3-4-3 team and half of a 4-3-3 team, and you'd think you could mesh it, but it's difficult because it is imbalanced, as you're saying. But carry on, yeah, I agree.
We've now bought a whole bunch of players to suit this Amorim style of play, this
Yeah,
Amorim system. I don't know how Carrick fits these guys in. I really don't know how Carrick fits these guys in. I don't see where our Manchester United DNA and our width comes from. It comes from our right back and our left back again. You know,
yeah, because I'm going to come on to that. Definitely, you're right.
where's our wingers now? Where's our wingers now? But
There isn't any.
yeah, exactly. The point I'm making is this is very negative, it's very pessimistic, and I'm aware we've got Man City this weekend, yeah. This could be a disaster, Dan. I'm not talking about Man City. I am. That's the start of the disaster. I can very much see by the Fulham game, 3 games from now, 0 points, and Carrick scratching his head thinking, what the hell have I got myself into here? I am very, very, very worried. And there doesn't seem to be any transfers planned, right? And a lot of United fans, I don't know what you think about this, say that, you know, the sacking of Amorim has also helped the fact that they didn't want to spend money in January. But before I let you come in, there's something I want to touch base on, which was this. They talk about, if the right player comes along, of course, we'll pull the trigger on it. We've touched base on this already, Dan. If the fucking right player comes along. It's the fucking most stupid saying I've ever heard. You go and find players. I said this on the last stream. It's your fucking job to go and find players. They don't just fall on your lap. You know what I mean? But I want to go over to this second page here, yeah, where it says there was a disagreement with Ruben Amorim over transfer policy this month. It was not the crucial factor that led to his sacking, but there was a difference of opinion about strengthening in January. Amorim wanted some experienced attacking options, and like João Felipe Mateta and Danny Welbeck, United were not ready to sanction any more spending on forwards after a 200 million outlay on attackers in the summer. So they're trying to say that Amorim wanted another striker. That's what they're trying to say. I mean, I don't know if this is spin, as the famous Manchester United content creator would say, but more attackers, mate. We're all over the place. Dan, sorry, I've gone on a rant here. I'm very worried, Dan. I'm very worried.
Yeah, because I think I don't know if I buy that in terms of actual striker. Maybe he did, because at that point he wasn't getting a tune out of Sesko, so possibly there might be some truth in that. And obviously he's been very focused on Prem proven, which I don't have a problem with that, and I think we need to be thinking about that for our next few signings, to be honest, until we get to a point where we could actually trust our scouting system, get something in place to actually then unearth talent from across the globe. But for now, I think we need to get people that can just convert and can convert quickly. So I don't mind that. But another attacker, I just don't see that. I just don't see the point in that. And but I have been hearing no names, but I've been hearing that the one in a left winger. Because we don't have a left winger. Yeah, we don't have one.
In that article that I put up, they were talking about Semenyo, but Semenyo was never going to pick Manchester United, to play left wing back. I'm sorry, it was never going to happen. And as Marv says here, we could use a proven veteran striker. Listen, Fergie used to do it all the time, Marv. He used to go get a Michael Owen, a Henrik Larsson. Even Ollie did it mid-season, where he went and got an Igalo.
Yeah.
Right,
but the key thing is saying not before a midfielder, though. So he's right.
That's it.
Yeah,
not before a midfielder. Like we shouldn't have even got. Sesko's coming good now. He's got 3 goals in 2 games. I'm not going to completely kill the geezer. It's looking positive. I wouldn't have signed Sesko ahead of a midfielder. Or if you're going to sign Sesko, fine. Don't sign Cunha ahead of a actual midfielder. But I mean, we've gone through that multiple times. I think the transfer strategy from the summer was all over the gaff. I mean, the fact that our goalkeeper was the last thing to get in the summer, we probably lost 9 points there alone. I saw clips of Onana the other day in his current outfit, in his current team. making mistake after mistake. He didn't even get
Oh,
taken
yeah.
to the AFCON. Did not
No.
even get taken to the AFCON, right?
It's
But
shit. Why
here's my
would you?
question to you, Dan. Now we've gone through Carrick, his current team in comparison to the team that Ollie took over. If Ollie took over this team, I don't think he would have got the same bounce he got last time. Number one, it
No.
would have been difficult. And number two, there's just not the players. We used to, watchers, there's 8 people watching now, yeah? We used to cuss McFred. McFred walks into our
Yeah.
team right now and makes us a better team. How? Be careful what you wish for. And I know we have
Yeah.
standards. And I know, yes, Manchester United deserve better than what McFred was.
Yeah.
But I'd take McFred back in a heartbeat now. But
Yeah.
we've touched base on Steve Holland. We've touched base on all of that. I'm going to put my neck on the line, but not before you put yours first. If you had to predict Carrick's tenure, how it's going to go, what would you predict?
Yeah, I've strangely before the question anyway, I've sort of thought about this because this goes hand in hand with how happy I am that he's coming in to the job in the first place. I mean, again, before a ball was kicked, before the season started, I was saying 6th or 7th. If I'm going to be optimistic, and it sounds like I'm not being, I don't think it actually changes from 6th or 7th. I don't see him breaking into the top 4. And if he was going to break into the top 6, it would be 6. But I'm sort of thinking that we're going to get 6th or 7th. I can't tell you 6 or 7. It's more 6, 7. It's 6th or 7th. But then at the same time, as you've said already in the video, in the show, it could actually nosedive like it did with Amorim. And that could easily happen as well. And that's the problem with this. I'm very like this on the scale, just thinking it could either be, I could be a bit positive and say it could get a bit of a run together after these 2 games. And it could probably squeeze us into that sort of top 6, top 7, if you want to call top 7 anymore. Or it could go the other way, like you've said. So instead of sitting on the fence, I'm going to say we'll finish 7th. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. So it's not particularly any success per se. We're out of cups. He's got enough time to concentrate on the team and get some coaching into this team. Out of the 2, him and Ollie doesn't coach. Carrick does. He's got, I'm going to say he's got Holland. Why am I trying to get a positive out of this? Holland, Jesus Christ.
I mean, listen,
right.
but I mean, we've got to take people on face value, right? And assume that they are professionals and their reputation.
Oh, yeah, get that.
And their reputation matters to them. And Steve Holland, when you look at that portfolio, you know, I'll get it up again. When you look at that portfolio,
I mean, have you seen this? Have you seen the spin that's been coming out though?
No.
Andy Mitten, obviously, is a mouthpiece for the club. Steve Holland was a Manchester United fan. Way, like that makes a difference. I mean, don't get me wrong. He can adhere to the fans a bit more because he's a Manchester United fan.
None of that really matters to me. Really,
does it matter? It's about what he can do on the training pitch, and it's like it's nice that he's going to be really fighting for the cause because he's a Man United fan. But if he's professional, like you've just mentioned, then he should be doing the best of his ability anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with 7th. I'm saying that he'll finish 7th.
Right. So you're saying Carrick finishes 7th at the end of the season.
Wishful thinking.
Like I said, the question I asked you though is, tell me about his tenure. Yeah. So I'm happy with how you've answered it. Right.
Yeah.
But the next part is he finishes 7th. And what do you think
happens next?
Then? Yeah. What do you think happens then if he finishes 7th, Dan?
Well, I would say if he finishes 7th, then he walks away at the end. The problem is, and the question I would have asked you is, if he finishes 3rd, or 4th, because 3rd is a bit of a stretch. If he finished top 4, and let's leave it there, that's where the problem is for me. If he finishes top 4, which I don't see that, by the way, but if he finished top 4, that's where the problem is. And I think if he does, they're going to be very twitchy. They're going to be thinking, because I mean, if you can't make a decision between Ollie and Carrick, and then you pick Carrick in the end, and then he gets top 4. Are they decisive enough to say, you know what? You signed on that line until summer. This is over. This bus tour that you're on is over. Carrick at the wheel, it's done. We're bringing in an experienced coach now. This is our plan. This is what we're doing going forward. But I don't trust this Ineos lot. And them Glazers flying in today, was it, to meet Sir Jim? I don't know what that's about and what's going on there, but I don't trust these people. They don't make good decisions so far. And I'm not going to go into the Ineos stuff from Nice and the stand because we've already done that. But it shows there in those other clubs that decision making is not the one for them. So I don't trust them.
Yeah,
and the last chance saloon, like you've said. So I won't put it past them to offer him the role permanently if he was to finish in the top 4.
Yeah, I hear you. And listen, you bringing that up again is a valid point. The 2 other clubs, guys, that Ineos own are basically in a relegation battle.
Yeah.
Right.
And one quick thing before you sort of talk about what you think is going to happen with Carrick's tenure is there a chance that they might have to make a decision to sack the guy because things get that bad? But again,
well, there you go.
I thought about that. Would they do that? Because they struggled to sack Amorim, even though they should have possibly sacked him earlier in regards to results. Because obviously I find this hard to say this because I still like the guy. I wish him well, and I hope he smashes it at another club because I really like Amorim. But they did take a long time to get to this decision, and in the end, they didn't even do it for results.
So this decision was forced. This decision was forced by Amorim.
This is it.
Could
they do this to Carrick?
Yeah, I'm not going to go on a rant again, but Amorim's let me down. He's let us fans down that were singing his name. He's let us fans down that were backing him when his 33% win rate. I understand he was calling out the tenure, the hierarchy. I understand he wanted more in January. I understand all of those things. But you do have to earn leeway a little bit, you know?
I'm on that comment.
It takes 2 to tango. You know what I'm trying to say, right? And Amorim's not there. I know I've gone through this, but he said it himself. He's not Tuchel. He's not Jose Mourinho. He's not Conte. So I'm not saying he can't demand things. Of course, that Ineos need to back him as much as they can. But he wasn't delivering either. So it was a bit of a 50-50 and he threw his to it. But anyway.
Of course.
Michael Carrick. Go on.
I'm just going to say that comment there that you've got there from Cowboy. Yeehaw to this because I'm Southgate out now.
Wow.
Now, as soon as he's appointed, I'm out. I'll be honest with you. It's probably the only name today that I can think of that really gets my goat. And I think if he was announced, I'd be out straight away. I'm sorry. I know that's bad.
I hear you.
I'd be Southgate out straight away.
Before I go and predict.
Is horrendous.
Before I go and predict what I think's going to happen, it's not what I hope happens, guys. You know, I want what's best for Man United. I want Carrick to flip and win every single game. And I want this United DNA talk to actually be a real thing. Yeah. But guys in the chat, Dan's predicted 7th and Carrick moves on at the end of the year. If you're in the chat, you're not stuck to this. Don't worry, I ain't going to bring it back on you. But please, if you can, in the chat, just throw a little prediction in there. Where do you think Carrick finishes? And at the end of the season, what happens with Michael Carrick? Right? If you can, throw that in there. Here's my prediction. I think he doesn't even last till the end of the season. I think this goes horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. And I think Ineos absolutely shit the bed and are like, oh my fucking God. I can't believe how bad this has gone. Right? Yeah. And then they're going to panic. They're going to panic. And I've left this on the screen for a reason. And apparently he's busy and couldn't come in now. I think they're going to panic and offer this man, Gareth Southgate, a whole bunch of money that he can't refuse to come in earlier than they wanted him to, right? This is my prediction, guys. I do not think Michael Carrick finishes the season. I think Michael Carrick gets sacked before the end of the season and we're in panic street, protest galore, Southgate coming in. That's my prediction. That's tell me bold. What you think in the chat. Well, we don't like
It's
it.
bold and all. No, but I like the patchy beanball, is what I mean.
Yeah, I mean that honestly, I know that sounds terrible, but
Hot
that's how
take.
I
That's
feel.
what that
Let's
is.
look at
That's
what
a
some
hot
people
take.
have said.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's look at what some people have said. Grace said here, Carrick needs to just do his best. I hear you. I heard he don't want the job on a permanent basis. So if he don't get top four, it doesn't really hurt him. Yeah, listen, my worry with Carrick is if he does do it, if he does do really well, which is what I want, right? I want Carrick to do
Yeah.
well.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
of
care
course
if
we
he
do.
finishes second. We need to go and get that elite manager then. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not stick
Yeah.
with Carrick. Yeah. And
Yeah.
damn, I'm an Arsenal fan trying to cheer up United fans. What has this world come to? Mate, listen, it goes round in circles. I used to banter Arsenal all the time,
Yeah.
all those years. And you know what? I do hate Arsenal, Anthony, but fair play to you guys. You guys are fantastic this year. And if you do go on and win it, if you do go on and win more than one
I
trophy,
think they will now. Yeah.
they flipping deserve it. So fair,
Yeah.
fair play to them. He's predicted fifth, but Carrick goes for Southgate at the end of the season. SJG 1414 is just laughing at us. Mars predicted he will finish sixth and will leave in the summer. If they fire an interim, we are beyond the laughing stock of a club.
Oof.
Marv, you remember where you heard it, mate? Yeah? Ginger Dave, the ginger ninja here, as they used to call Paul Scholes.
I just don't know if they dare. Would they dare sack an interim that they've deliberated over for so long? I don't know. But anyway,
Dan, I can see.
I don't want to see the answer to that.
Guys, I can see me getting messages from mates saying this. Guys, Carrick's been sacked. You need to get Sam Allardyce in so you don't get relegated. Yeah. I'm not here mocking Man United. It sounds like I'm mocking my own club here. Yeah. I am very, very worried, and I've listed this out multiple times over the last few streams, but I'll do it one last time. The team is completely confused trying to learn this 3-4-3 system under Amorim. Yeah. They've come in. You saw how confused they were under Fletcher. Our midfield looks wide open again like it was under Ten Hag. Right? Yeah. Carrick's now going to come in and try to play the football he was playing at Borough, which I've heard he was very stubborn. I don't like hearing that because we've had a stubborn manager already in his style of play, in his systems. He doesn't have the players that Ollie had when he took over. I think we're bang in trouble, mate.
I think he has made comments, though, to say that he'd do some things differently. So I can only hope this is why Holland's coming, because it's not a trusted ear because he's never worked with him before, but it's a respected ear. So if you're going to bring someone like Holland in, and I know I'm trying to put to one side what I think the problem is with Holland, don't want to go into too much depth of it because we've already spoke about it, but I think it's the Southgate thing for me he's attached to Southgate for so long. And I think if they'd have won the World Cup, let's say, we'd probably look at him in a bit differently. But because they went out with a whimper in the finals and stuff like that, that's where he's got a bit of a stigma attached to him. So if I discount that and think about Chelsea, success, Mourinho, Di Matteo, all these people that you've mentioned that he's worked with, then I would say Carrick, Wilcox, respect this guy. He's got a lot of experience. He's going to listen to Holland because you don't bring someone like that in with all that experience and don't listen to them. See, all I can hope is that he's going to use him and lean on him.
Sorry to...
That's all I can say. Yeah.
That's the only thing that's...
Yeah.
I mean, my take... I mean, it might sound wild to some, but the only reason I'm a little bit hesitant on the take I just put out there is Holland. When you look at who he's worked with and the things he's achieved. But let's have it right here. Yeah. Sir Alex Ferguson had Carlos Queiroz as his number 2, right? Queiroz went and took the Real Madrid job because everyone thinks the number 2 is the next big thing, right? The main man is the main man. Yes, Holland's got loads of experience, but the main man is the main man. You know, there's only one Pep Guardiola. There's only one Sir Alex Ferguson. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And fair play to Arteta. He looks like he might be breaking that mold and being that number 2, that takes it to the next level. But he hasn't even done that yet. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Not yet. I think the only difference I'd say with Arteta is that I think he was always gearing up to be that number 1, whereas some people are just number 2s, like Queiroz. I don't know how to say his name as good as you do, but
Carlos
he was, he was definitely a number 2 and probably shouldn't. I mean, you're always going to take that step because you want to always challenge yourself. But I think some people are just number 2s, and the number 2s for a reason. And I
I
think
take your point.
René Mullerstein's the same. I think he's a really good coach.
Mike Phelan.
But he's a number 2 though. Mike
Even
Phelan
Steve
as well.
McLaren. Steve McLaren. There's been a lot of
but
number
again,
2s.
they've tried the number 1s and it hasn't worked out for them. So they are number 2s, and
we
they
say
just
that
are.
Jose Mourinho was a number 2 under.
Again, I think he was another one though that was gearing up for that because he was learning from the best, wasn't he? And Bobby Robson and stuff like that. He was learning from the best, and I think he was always taking that step. Because I mean, Pep was a number 2 somewhere. It's just some of them are sort of in training. Number 1's in training, and just doing the number 2 for a short period. And some are just number 2s. They're just number 2s. I'm sorry, but like Queiroz and Mullenstein, very good coaches, and a lot of the success doesn't get aimed at them, but they're definitely pivotal in that success. Can't take anything away from Fergie. Definitely not. Legend is the GOAT. But those 2 coaches in particular, very good from a tactical point of view. Very good. But like I say, it's just the Holland thing is just being clouded by England, as I was saying. So we just have to hope that as a number 2, Carrick listens to him, and we can get some level of success. I don't know what success looks like, but some level of success. And for me, it's about calming this team down and finding a way of play quickly that's going to get us results, obviously. And that's all we want, end of the day.
Yeah, no, I hear you. But yeah, I mean, to summarize the Carrick point, and listen, for me, I think I'm very worried. And I think it's obvious that I'm very worried.
I'm worried too. I'm just trying to be a little bit optimistic in terms of 7th, but I'm worried.
I mean, you got to be. I don't think he lasts the season. And just we've had a generous set of fixtures over the last 6, 7, 8 fixtures. You know what I mean? And we've shit the bed under those fixtures with Amorim. Right. And now with a change of manager, confused team, I think we're in big trouble. We're going to need our captain to play out of his skin. And I'll spend 5 minutes quickly, and you can give your opinion on Bruno Fernandes. I mean, this will probably be his last season for us, if I'm honest. I think he'll be gone in the summer. I'm gutted, I feel like we've wasted his career. There's still a lot of people in the fan base and other fans and that feel that he's been bad for us and we need to replace him. He's not captain material and he's not a leader. For me, there's different types of leaders, and this man leads in a different way. And he is like the final boss of GA, creating chances, scoring goals. Yes, does he have things about him that can upset people? Does he have things about him that wouldn't be typical captain material? Of course. But if we had another 5 Brunos, and I'm talking about work rate, attitude, talent, if we had another 5 Brunos, we would not be in this mess. I don't know how you feel about Bruno, Dan, but
yeah, just really quickly. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Bruno, and I struggle to hear when people are sort of going for him. But to be honest, I only hear it from, generally speaking, fellow Man United fans that go for Bruno. Whenever I listen to opposition fans, they always rate him. Don't get me wrong, you're going to get fans that are banter and jump on the bandwagon. But if they're being really serious, and like I've said it before in probably past shows, where if you come up against, I don't know, maybe not City, I'll bring it down a little bit, but maybe I don't know, Villa or Newcastle or something like that, and you say, right, which player from Manchester United would you take? I think Bruno's always at the top of people's list.
Well, he's the only one, right?
And to be honest, I think some Arsenal fans have said it because at one stage they've said Odegaard's better. But then when they've looked at GA, for example, they thought, you know what, Odegaard's a good player, don't get me wrong, and he looks after the ball, but does he create enough chances?
Mate, you say this. I did a show in the summer on Gooner's Therapy in the studio with Positive Dan. And he was the question I asked him is, who would you rather have now, Bellingham or Bruno? right? Bearing in mind, Bellingham just kind of come off that sort of. He's changed his role back now, hasn't he, Bellingham? A bit more of a midfielder. Like when he first went to Real Madrid, he was acting like a flipping, almost like a number 10, number 9, right? And, you know, positive Dan, whether that be right or wrong, was like, you know what? I'd rather take Bruno. Bruno, you just know what you're going to get with Bruno. And that's chances created. It's goals. Your team's going to go up a level if there's other big talents in the team. And I see it with Portugal all the time. And it's going to be, I'm going to be gutted to see the back of him, to be honest. And I'm going to be gutted that we didn't do more
I
for
think
him.
we'll miss him, especially
Of
those
course we'll
people
miss him.
that go for him. I say it to people all the time. I goes, you say this and that about him. Because don't get me wrong, he frustrates me at times. Don't get me wrong, there's certain things he does sometimes it frustrates me, but where he's frustrated me the most is in the position that's not his position. And that's not his fault. But at the same time, on the flip side, though, it's still his numbers are still high in that
unbelievable from that
role.
position. Yeah. And like I said, if you just keep your eyes on Bruno, we'll finish it there and move on to the last bit. The amount of running this man does, the blades of grass that this man eats up, you know, he's just, he loves Man United and gives everything for Man United. He's turned down a whole bunch of money from Saudi to stay with Amorim, to stay with Man United, to try and push forward.
I do think he goes this time.
But
don't forget, it could have been worse because it was quite advanced him going to Spurs at one point. And then it fell through.
We jumped in. It was Ollie that signed him, right?
Yeah,
it was Ollie that signed him. Right, we're heading to the last part of the show. And if you're with us in the chat, please take part in this. Dan's not even aware of what I'm about to put up on the screen. Just, you know what? Everything's been very negative from start to finish from me on this show. Dan's been quite positive, saying United will finish 7th. And, you know, there's a potential. I don't know if you said that, but you mentioned 4th. Like, there could be a great, you know, if everything aligned and went well, could Carrick finish 4th? But you said 7th. That's very positive, in my opinion. To summarize the Carrick thing, I think he might not even last the rest of the season, and we could have a third manager in the same season.
A high possibility. Yeah.
But now, tell me, let me add this to the stage. Again, little bit of fun just to finish on a nice note, and maybe, you know, feel a bit more positive, even though there's a lot of names there that are not so positive. If you had to rank this from best to worst, and people in the chat, please contribute to this also. We'll start with the best first, because I mean, I think the better ones are pretty obvious. I think it gets more difficult as you get down the list, right?
Yeah.
Now, bear in mind, this is Cristiano Ronaldo when he came back to us the second time.
I'm not looking at the dates there. Sneaky.
Yeah, sneaky stuff. This is Cristiano Ronaldo when he came back to us the second time. But, Dan, who are you putting as the best number 7 there? In first place.
Ooh, you know what? Because it feels like a toss-up between CR7 and Cavani.
Ooh.
For me. So you said best first, didn't you?
Best first. Best first.
Yeah.
Again, with chat, we're talking about Ronaldo when he came back. Yeah.
It's probably my love for CR7, but I've got to say Ronaldo still.
Ronaldo still. We've got a Ronaldo vote in the chat. Others that are in the chat, if you can throw a little vote there, who would you put as best? I'm going to agree with you 1,000%.
I didn't think you were going there. Oh, you fooled me there.
I'm going to agree with you 1,000%. There's only one GOAT. Yeah. I mean, I'd take Ronaldo back now. I'd take him back now.
When you look back, when you look back at his time, it was better than you think. Because
hat tricks. He was scoring goals for fun. This guy.
Should tell what happened with me though. I got sort of almost like suckered into this. He doesn't run. He doesn't do this. Ten Hag wasn't fancying him, and Ragnick wasn't fancying him. I'm thinking,
I can't back managers blindly, right?
Yeah, his first season back
persuaded all of us, that Weghorst was better for the team, because he ran, and took Ronaldo out. Absolutely fucking ridiculous, mate. Yeah, ridiculous. But we'll move on from Ronaldo. Who have you got at number 2? It looks pretty obvious.
Yeah, 2 for me. Let me just quickly look just to make sure. Yeah, 2 for me's got to be Cavani.
Yeah.
I thought
I'm going to go with Cavani second as well, but go for it. Carry on. Sorry.
Because I'm just going to say, I don't think we didn't win anything in Cavani's time, did we? But just those, I just remember that game. I'm trying to think who we were playing now, and we were definitely something like 1-0 or 2-0 down or something, and he came on. I'm sure he got a hat trick and just one of his goals as well. He was just unbelievable in terms of his experience, what he could hand down to the players, but just the runs he makes. You don't see many strikers that do the runs he makes and the cleverness in the box. And he were a fantastic player that came at the wrong time for us. He just came slightly too late in a sense.
Yeah.
A bit like Ibrahimovic, he came slightly too late as well. But Cavani, class. I know he got a lot of critics when he was at PSG at times and stuff like that. But he was a class. He was a class above.
Do you know what? I feel like Ronaldo coming almost stunted Cavani. Cavani gave up his number 7 shirt.
Yeah. Which was a classy thing for him to do, though.
He's just stunted, you know, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Ronaldo almost stunted his performances. You know, it just didn't work out. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I've just looked at this flipping thing properly, you know. But, and I've seen someone's vote, and I see why they voted it. Yeah. I'm going to agree with you with Cavani second because.
I swear, Joe, was you going for that anyway?
The reason I was going for that, I was stuck between Cavani and Valencia. But
I've got a theory on Valencia. You're going to say it, aren't you?
Chat, Valencia took that number 7 shirt for 1 season, and that 1 season he had a bad season, and he threw that number 7 shirt away.
Exactly.
And got his 25 back. And his form came back in.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was going to say.
Looking at it as number 7.
As number 7. Yep. Not as a player, as number 7.
As number 7 at that specific time.
At that, yeah.
And for me, Antonio Valencia is an absolute baller, right?
Oh, of course,
He can't go it. He would normally go ahead of Cavani as a player for me. Of course, he was fantastic for us. But as a number 7, he took that shirt. Right after Ronaldo, I think it was, when Ronaldo left.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. And then he gave it up because he couldn't do it. He couldn't handle it.
Too much pressure.
But I'm going to go due to that, I'm going to go with Cavani second also. Who have you got in third?
Oh, this is getting tricky now. Getting very tricky. I'm going to say Michael Owen just. Yeah, I'm going to go with Michael Owen, I think. Yeah, that's my third. Michael
really?
Owen. Yeah. So I'm interested to hear what you're going to say.
Yeah, I know I gave you that big spiel about Valencia, but I still think even a bad Antonio Valencia.
Nah, I think he was really bad, you know, when he had that 7 shirt. If I can try and cast my mind back, I think he had a really bad season.
Yeah. I've got to go with Valencia third, guys. But I hear you.
So Owen's winning goal against City don't count.
I know. That was a big goal. I think that was a big goal. I hear you. Let's go to fourth. I've got Valencia in fourth.
Right. So fourth, I will have to go. Let me think. I think I'm going to go Memphis. And purely because I can't remember his last season, but purely because before Luke Shaw broke his leg, he was on fire. Them two linked up I was getting excited about Memphis at that time because he was unreal in that period. So that's kind of what I can remember of Memphis. Don't get me wrong, I know he tailed off and then ended up leaving, but yeah, I'm going Memphis.
Someone else agrees with you. Marv agrees with you in the chat. Yeah. He's put Memphis in fourth.
Trust me, go back to that period when he were playing with, and especially in Europe as well. Him and Shaw was unreal before he broke his leg. And then as soon as Shaw broke his leg, he dipped. And it shows having that partnership between a forward player and a fullback counts because, trust me, they were unreal, them two together, from my memory.
So you've
But
currently
anyway, I
got
don't need to sell it to you. You've got your fourth, so
You've currently got Ronaldo first. No, this is good. You've got to explain it, right? You've got Ronaldo first, Cavani second, Owen third, Memphis fourth, right?
yeah.
I've currently got Ronaldo first, Cavani second, Valencia third. Oh my goodness.
It's getting hard.
I ain't going to lie to you, and this is going to be quite controversial, but I thought he was fantastic when he signed for us for the short.
Just say that again, sorry, because I don't know if I cut out, you cut out then. I need to hear this name.
I thought he was fantastic when he signed for us.
Who's that, sorry?
I haven't said the name yet. He just
sorry, I thought you said the name then.
Yeah, he just fell out with the manager.
Okay.
But
okay.
I was very excited when we signed him. And I think his opening goal for us was flipping sensational. I'm going to go Di Maria.
Ooh, come on, crowd. Boo him. Boo.
Yeah.
I can't have that, you know.
I'm going to go Di Maria.
Oh.
Who have you got in fifth? I hear you on Di Maria. Trust me. But
fifth,
go on. Who have you got in fifth?
Fifth.
I knew this was going to ruffle some feathers, the Di Maria one. But listen, he was fantastic.
I
just
can't
Louis van
have Di Maria.
Gaal, moody self. But he said so much bad. He said so much bad things about United, innit?
Yeah, and I can't have him. Fifth, then it's got to be. I think it's got to be Mount.
Wow.
I think it's got to be Mount. I think. Wait. I've not said Valencia yet, have I? I'm trying to cast my mind back to Valencia's season. How bad was he? How bad was he? Now, recency bias. I'm going to go in Mount because of recency bias.
Yeah.
I really can't remember Valencia's season that 7. I know it was bad. I just don't know how bad it was. So I'm going Mount.
Right. I'm going to go Owen now because of that goal. But I mean,
so you've got Di Maria higher than Owen.
Oof. I've got Di Maria higher than Owen because Di Maria. Owen's a flipping.
Come on, guys.
Liverpool legend.
Forget that bit. We had Matt Busby.
Did he play for Newcastle? I'm just going to shout out Ash here. Did he play for Newcastle before us?
Yes, I believe he did.
I think we got him off Newcastle, didn't we?
I think he did.
I remember.
He was at Real Madrid as well, wasn't he? I can't remember.
He played for Real Madrid, etc. I hear you. But yeah, for me, Michael, I've got Di Maria ahead of him because I thought Di Maria, if we had the right manager at the time.
Do you like Paul Ince?
Would have been a
do you like Paul Ince?
Of course I do.
He went to Liverpool.
Yeah. No, I know it. But Paul Ince did a lot for Man United.
Gabriel Hines.
Owen's just scored that one goal, mate, you know? But I've got Owen in fifth, yeah? So I've so far got Ronaldo first, Cavani second, Valencia third, Di Maria fourth, controversial. I'll probably have a nightmare about that and regret it. And Owen fifth. You've got Ronaldo, Cavani, Owen, Memphis, Mount. We're in sixth now. We've got 3 more to go and then the show is done. Guys in the chat, if you could do your whole list, go for it.
Yeah, stay tuned. Let's see what you guys think. 6 now, you're saying, yeah?
6.
So I went Mount that last round, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
I'm going. I'm going to have to go Valencia then.
Wow.
My next one.
That far down your list, yeah?
Yeah, he is. Sorry, but
I hear you, though. We gave our reasoning.
Yeah.
Our reasoning was because Valencia, when you took
someone said Mount 6 there. Someone said Mount 6. I could jump on that.
Yeah, Mount 6. Yeah, I hear you. You put Mount in 5th, yeah. So my sixth place has got to go to. I've got to go Alexis Sanchez.
Okay.
Just because we signed him off Arsenal, and they were so heartbroken. And that alone was enough glory that he gave. Like, it was enough good times he gave me for doing that. That's how much I hate Arsenal. Yeah. Just signing him off of Arsenal and how gutted they were. And just a reminder how much of a bigger club we were at the time. That
and
alone,
we beat City to his name, apparently.
Yeah, Pep Guardiola wanted him, but Jose Mourinho persuaded him, right? Although he did say he regretted it the first training session.
Apparently.
Yeah, the first training session he regretted it. But I've got him in 6th, right? Who have you got in 7th, mate?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Di Maria. Obviously, it's a toss-up between him and Alexis for me, but Sanchez. But I'm gonna go with Di Maria, and then I'll give my reason why he's slightly beat Sanchez. I'll say.
Yeah, this is a valid point from Ash, by the way. Sorry to cut you off. I completely forgot the stinky run of sevens you guys had. It's so true, isn't it? We've had
they've been an embarrassment, some of these.
Sevens. Yeah. But go on. Sorry to cut you off.
No, just really quickly on Di Maria being in seventh. Obviously, the reason he hasn't gone higher is because of how it ended. Obviously, like you say, falling out. Didn't really want to be there, to be honest. He got forced out of Real Madrid. Was it Real Madrid he came from? It wasn't it? Yeah, you get forced out of Real Madrid. Didn't really want to come. Never really settled. But I can't forget that nice little dink he did against Leicester?
Yeah,
he didn't losing the game in the end. I think it was something like 5-3 or something. But there was an excitement.
That's the goal I'm talking about. The Leicester goal.
Right. Sorry. Yeah.
Class, mate. Class.
But there was a lot of excitement when he were playing, and I thought if he'd have just got his head on straight and we had a better setup, it could have been an amazing player because he is a good player.
That's why he's so high up on my list.
Yeah,
I'm trying to take away what they've done after, etc.
But I can't let that go.
Honestly, talent-wise, he's up there, close to Ronaldo. Honestly, Di Maria was sensational for every team he played.
Performance as a number 7 and everything.
I hear you. That does play a part.
I'm not thinking about how he played at Real Madrid. I'm thinking about what he did for us. He had a stint. He had a period of time where it's like, wow, we could do something here. But it just after he got burgled into or something, and it just went downhill from then. So
fell out with
7th for me.
Fine. 7th for me. I've got Memphis, the pie.
Okay.
You're right. He did show little glimpses of link up. He's quite low down on my list, so I ain't got a waffle about the geezer. I think the geezer no. He's more of a rap artist than he is anything else. What underwhelming signing that turned out to be. And even then, when you look at the rest of his career in football, I mean, he achieved absolutely nothing, really. He wears a headband when he plays football now, a little headband. I mean, the guy's just a fashionista, How he ever got a number 7 shirt for Man United. But
tell you what, he got some records for Netherlands, though. Somehow.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player for his national team, to be fair. But that national team's fallen off a cliff, to be honest, in regards to talent compared to what they had. We're down to 8th place, last one, and then we'll close out the show. I don't know who you've left out here, mate. Who have you left for last?
I've got Sanchez last.
Wow.
Yeah, I think reason being, I won't give away where I live. I could tell you off air, but I went. I got tickets to my sort of local sort of team, still up north, but not quite Manchester. And I watched this team play against this particular team that are no longer in the Premier League, and it was absolutely shocking. So I could see it right in front of me in 3D. It was horrendous. Also, there's what you've said already. Not wanting to come, thought it was a mistake in his first training session. I didn't really see much from this guy. Didn't work hard. Didn't perform anywhere near his performance at Arsenal. I think it's almost like we got a clone of him, but not a good clone of him. We got an imposter. It was like a catfish. I don't know what this player was that we ended up with, and it wasn't the player that I thought we were getting.
Yeah.
So for the fact that I've seen him in the flesh playing for our team, it was disastrous, absolutely disaster what I saw in front of my eyes. So no,
fair enough.
It's got to be the last for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, fair enough.
And he played for Arsenal.
Yeah, no, I hear you. My last place. Hey, Rob, nice to have you in here. If you can, Rob, before you go, quickly rate these guys from best to worst and put it in the chat if you can before you go. My last place has got to be Mason Mount.
Okay.
Yeah. And
please tell us.
Before he had this little spell under Amorim, and this system suiting him.
Oh, injuries. Yeah.
Injured. offered absolutely nothing to Manchester United from when he transferred to us. And he's shown potential this year, potential being the key word, scored 1 or 2 goals. But for me, now that the manager's changed, Michael Carrick's in, I don't know if he even gets into the team in the attacking third anymore. He might be tried in midfield, dare I say it. Carrick
Possibly.
might even try him in midfield, possibly, and maybe that will sway me. I think Mason Mount has been our most underwhelming, worst number 7 that we have had out of all of these guys. And it really does show for me. It really does show for me how far we've fallen as a squad, as a team, in regards to talent and performance. Mason Mount is the epitome of that. And I know that's harsh. He's a good lad, as they say. But for me, Mason Mount is the worst footballer. If we look at that list there, guys, yeah, in terms of talent alone, forget the whole spiel I've just said. He's the worst footballer on that list, full stop. Silence says it all.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at the names and thinking, do I agree with that?
He's not better than Michael Owen. He never will be. Yeah. He's not better than Antonio Valencia. Never will be. Antonio Valencia, bless him, could beat players, whip it in. Strong, could play multiple positions. He's definitely not better than Di Maria. He's not got the talent that Memphis had. Yes, I know he's a flipping rap star and a fashionista.
Yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
prime
Yeah.
Mount were better than prime Memphis.
Alexis, Alexis at Arsenal, unbelievable, right? And he still performed better for me than Mount has for Manchester United. Cavani, self-explanatory. Ronaldo, self-explanatory. Guys, Mason Mount is the worst number 7 on that list without a shadow of a doubt. Sorry, man. That's where we'll cut it there, boy. We'll finish it there. I know that was pretty harsh. And listen, I respect your list. You know, I hear you and take it all into consideration. Guys, if you haven't thrown your list, throw it in now quickly because we're about
We didn't want
to
our
wrap.
list to be the same. We didn't want our list to be the same.
No, of course not. Exactly. Listen, I know that was a bit different. I know that was quite long there to finish on. But I just wanted to finish on something completely different because all we've been doing since we've done these shows is get emotional in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? Rob's quickly coming. He's gone Ronaldo, Owen, Cavani. Okay, that's your top 3. As I wrap up, Rob, quickly do the rest, mate.
Owen's high up there.
I wanted to just finish on a bit of a different note, and I still went on a rant and moaned about how bad Mason Mount is. But do you see my point there, Dan, before we close shop and maybe let Rob have a bit more time to finish off his list there? Mason Mount is the worst player on that list in regards to talent, in my opinion. Right? And that's where we are as a club, Dan. Just the talent we've identified, the players we've brought in. It's just shocking. It's just shocking. We are going further and further and further down the pecking order. Forget competing. Further and further down the Premier League when it comes to where our squad matches up.
But quickly, you know what I'm sick of though is there a list there? Sorry, before what I'm sick of is again, this is not us. So for the viewers watching, this is not us saying these players are the best ever. But what I'm sick of is when we go backwards and we say we didn't like McFred, as you've said earlier, but then now we'll take them back because they do a better job than our current crop. And we've all hammered them out, and then we replace them with worse players sometimes. And I'm sick of that happening. Because even like now, front 3 of, again, combination of whatever combination you want to put on the table, but Rashford,
Lukaku.
You've got Lukaku.
Yeah, Rashford, Lukaku.
Even, I know we mentioned Greenwood before. Don't want to go into him, but in terms of his talent,
but
Martial as well.
Rashford, Lukaku, and Greenwood. Yeah,
and Martial. Don't forget Martial. I think he was good.
Yeah,
when he was playing. That is
even Jesse Lingard that we hounded out of there. He scored goals for us. His link-up play was great. A lot of managers liked him. Right.
Pogba as well in middle.
We have gone down the drain. That's the team that Ollie took. Exactly. Marv has just jumped in and said Lingard. Right. Here we go. Di Maria and Mount last. So I would have put Mount last as well, Rob. So well done.
But in terms of that firing front sort of 3-4, whatever you want to call it. Especially for me, especially when there was a period when Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood was devastating, and I just think, could we do that again with Mbeumo, Cunha,
Sesko,
Ahmad, whoever? I just don't know if they're.
No,
sounds
they're
daft
not
to say, but I just don't think they're there, are they?
They're not at that level. They're not. Mbeumo's shown glimpses. Cunha can't hit a barn door. Cunha cannot hit a barn door. He's great at getting into certain positions. He's very passionate. He beats players well. He runs back. I like what I see, but he can't hit a barn door. The level of our players, honestly, 11 for 11, the 11 that Ollie took over versus the 11 that Carrick took over, they'd smoke this team twice on a Sunday and any given day, mate. Fred would add to our midfield now, I'm telling you, because you could listen. He worked hard, that fella. He ran for his life. You know, our talent ID has gone down the absolute drain. Ten Hag contributed to that, right? Getting all his mates from flipping Holland. Oh my God, it's just gone down. Sesko is playing better since the formation change. He's getting better service and looks more confident. Better service is also because Bruno is now in his correct position, right? But anyway, guys, let's wrap it up there. Please go and follow Dan Talks United. Dan, I want to say a big thank you to you again for being patient today. Sorry about coming on to this late. I owe you one once again. You're an absolute angel. Guys, please go and subscribe to him so he can keep coming back on the show and wanting to waffle with me. Thanks again for any of you that commented, contributed, or stayed the whole time. You don't know what it means to both of us, you know. We're passionate about Man United, but we're also passionate at just talking football with you guys. And we just want a few people in here to say hello. And the fact that you guys come in and do that, it means so much. Guys, it's been emotional in the emotion room. Dan, do you want to say anything to the viewers, mate?
No, as you were saying there, sentiment's the same. All we want is a team we can get behind, a team that is competent on that pitch, that can start to get respectable results. That's all we want to begin with. Obviously, we want the winning ways back as well, don't get me wrong. But to begin with, we just want a team that we can be proud of, that can actually turn out a performance where if you're playing a team like Wolves, you can think to yourselves, we're going to batter these today. If you're playing against City, that you might not think you're going to beat City, but you're going to be in the game. And it might be just a fluke goal that separates us, for example. So, yes, it's a bit morbid at times. And yes, we've got to... And another thing we've got to do as well is not forget who owns this club. Those fucking Glazers and Ineos coming in who are incompetent. That needs to change. And they're on last chance saloon. They're on last chance saloon, Ineos. And we need to be moving forward. So if we're having protests, we've got to get behind it if you can. You've got to get behind the protests. So, like I say, all we want is to have a team to be proud of. That's it.
That will happen inevitably if they get the next decision wrong. And I'll tell you now, I don't think Carrick lasts the season. But I'm going to finish answering Mama Flossie's question here because she's a legend and she's always here supporting me. And she was always there in the chat when I was on TFT. Getting drilled by whoever I got drilled by. I'm not going to say abused. That might be a strong one, but you know what I mean. She was always there backing me, so I appreciate you, Flossie. But Flossie, there's only one man that gets into Sir Alex Ferguson's team,
just one,
and that's Bruno Fernandes.
That's the one.
That's the one that gets in. So respect to Bruno Fernandes, Portuguese Magnifico, best captain there is in the Premier League. Let's finish it on that one, guys. Catch you on the next one. It's been emotional. See you guys very soon.